again, you're looking at our food. Everybody's sick today because our food's no good. So it's coming to where we better start waking up and start getting back to the cover and start doing things right, because you're not going to have a choice in the future. I mean, look what's happening on the planet today. This has never happened in the history of the human race, where you have diabetes epidemic. All these autoimmune diseases didn't even exist 20 years ago. Every kid has ADD, you know, all these issues that didn't even exist. And it's rampant. This never happened before. Cancer.
And heart problems.
Yeah, it never existed.
They couldn't sell X-ray machines around the turn of the century, last century, because it wasn't a problem.
Wasn't needed. My point is, nothing changed with us. Our food's been corrupted. We're not getting nutrition in our food, and this is why we're sick. This is not, you know, rocket science. This is very common sense. And you wouldn't believe the experiences I've had with people, since the film came out, people coming here eating my food. All the way from eczema in 3 days, coming off a boy that had it for, you know, years, to a woman who had a tumor on her chest in 6 weeks of eating Swiss chard, celery, and my kale. She juiced every week.
Wow.
In 6 weeks, the tumor was gone. Totally shrunk. Yeah. 2 people came here who couldn't sleep at night, had to take drugs because of the pain, ate my kale. Just one time coming, 3 liters of kale, slept at night just fine. An older guy can't come, he's grossly overweight. He says, I'm overweight because I'm never satisfied when I eat, so I eat too much. I came to your place, I had a cucumber, an apple, a stick of celery, and a couple of liters of kale, and I was shocked. I felt satisfied. And then he says, while I was there, I began breathing out of my nose. I haven't been able to breathe out of my nose for 10 years.
Jeez.
This is, it's just traumatic. The effect, and 2 people came, a little 9-year-old boy and a woman from New York, allergic to apples. Allergic to apples. And it was so cool. I got the little 9-year-old boy and looked at him and said, I'll tell you what, buddy, there's nothing wrong with your body. You are fearfully and wonderfully made. Your body's telling you those apples are poisonous. You shouldn't eat them. And while you're here today, if you see an apple out here you like, you're just welcome to eat it. You won't react. And this kid's telling you, don't understand. I'm allergic to apples.
Be quiet.
I do understand. I'm telling you, there's nothing wrong with your body. You're not allergic to apples. The apples are poisonous, and your body's telling you that, and that's why they're reacting. And as I said, if you look out here at the apple, it looks good. And I'm watching this kid. He comes over to my Akani apple, and there's these beautiful red apples, you know, they're beautiful to look at. And they smell nice. And I'm watching his eyes. He's going back and forth, and he's racking with his brain because he's arguing. I know if I eat this, I'm going to react. And he grabbed one, and he's eating it, you know, and I'm watching this. This is so cool. He's 3/4 done, and he starts yelling at the top of his lungs, I'm not reacting. I'm not reacting. I'm allergic to apples. I'm not reacting. I said, everybody come over here. Look at this. And he was blown away. And I says, I was just so blessed. I want you to know there's nothing wrong with you. You're totally right. The apples are wrong. And if you can grow them well, you're good. That woman she ate 3 apples from New York. She swore every time she ate them, she's totally good. Because there's nothing wrong with the fruit. Everything's great. It's just they've been corrupted. You know, it's just. I had a guy drive up in his motorhome. He and his family from Chile, in a motorhome to my place. He raises grapes. He says he sells them worldwide. The red star grapes. He says, and it grieves me because I know I'm poisoning people all over the world with my grapes because I use chemical fertilizers, herbicides, pesticides, fungicides, and I know I'm poisoning people. And he drove all the way up here to see how he could do it, to where he wasn't poisoning people.
Oh, bless his heart for that integrity, huh?
Yeah. We had a heart, and he knew that, but I had no option. And I showed him my grapes over there that you can't grow grapes here, and they were loaded with grapes, totally clean, no fungus, no nothing. He was blown away. He says, I don't even water. They're just there.
So you just don't do any vitamins or supplements?
Could I tell you something? Do you ever see an animal go have any health insurance? Go to any doctors, eat any vitamins?
Well,
I'm not talking about domesticated. I'm talking about animals in the wild.
No.
Domesticated animals, because they're fed garbage, have health issues. Nothing in nature is ever sick and has any lack. It's all there. And can I tell you something? How you're lied to? So you see, you're thinking that you have to have protein to build muscle and you ever look at a horse? You see the size of that beast? It's huge. Great big, huge muscles. And major, thick bones. You know how they maintain that all? Grass and water. Excuse me? Excuse me? We gotta get it.
Yeah.
We were never designed to be eating dead food. You know what they do? They do meat? They kill that animal. It's dead. Then they hang it for a long time so it can rot more, so you can make it tender to eat. And when you eat it, your body yells at you. You're immediately tired. You just have to sit down because it takes all this blood to break this down. It's like, excuse me?
So you don't eat any meat?
I do on occasion. People want to give it to me, but I would never buy it. And I'll tell you, it's amazing that these people who come here, like those people who came from South America, these vegans that come here, man, they're you know what got my attention? I got this book from this guy. He has a picture on it, and I don't care what his age is, he looks young. And his face looks like a little kid did when I was a kid, with rosy cheeks and all, you know. And it really hit me. When I was growing up, everyone had rosy cheeks. You look at kids today, they're all flat white. They don't have rosy cheeks because they're malnutrition. I'm telling you, man, this has happened in my lifetime, this incredible change in health. It's totally unnatural. And because our food is completely hybridized, genetically modified, shipped in. See, in 10 minutes after fruits and vegetables are picked, they lose up to 80% of metabolic properties. So all the stuff you're buying in the store, organic or not, is dead. So you're getting so little food value. Where all the animals, they eat food fresh in season, live, no refrigerators, no stoves, no illness. You know, again, if you're just doing the math, it's so obvious. Yeah. And I just tell you from my own experience, when I was, 23 years ago, 40 years old, I had major pain in my back and legs. I was eating store-bought food. And my wife had this book that this guy was writing. He's talking about acid alkaline in the body. And he said, all pain, all disease comes from an acid condition in your body. And I told my wife, I can challenge that. So I came home and ate nothing at all from the store. I ate everything out of my yard in season. And the pain totally left. I was blown away. Because pain is exhausting. It takes energy from you. Puts you on edge. It's no way to live. So it was amazing how I really had it validated. We're over in Seattle one day, and one of her friends says, oh, there's this awesome Chinese buffet you got to go to. Because everywhere I went and ate that stuff. The next morning, all the pain was back.
Oh, no.
And I was so thankful because it really connected. I got it. And now I walk down to the stores. The only thing I buy at the store is I go to Costco and I buy avocados and figs because I had those in California. I miss them. And they don't spray those things. They're still okay. But I walk down to the store now. There's nothing attracts me because I know what I get from it: pain and suffering and sickness. And you know what amazes me is how little I eat now. I get up in the morning, I'll walk out there in the spring and I'll have a handful of strawberries. I'm good all day. I'm thinking what? Where's the protein? Where's all the stuff I'm supposed to be having? And I can't believe, and I'm not losing weight, and I never get sick. And I'm eating just a few leaves over here and a fruit here, and I'm good all day. And I'm realizing, well, the stuff in the store, the reason why you're eating so much is because there's nothing in it. And your body's saying, I'm hungry. When you get this live food, it says, oh, you just fed my cells. You just satisfied me. That was great. It's just so obvious, And again, it just shows you how depleted and deficient our food supply is. So the value of this, having your live food is just you can't even put a dollar figure on it.
Yeah. So you try not to cook your food too, it
As
sounds
much as
like.
possible now with beets and potatoes and stuff, I have to cook, But I cook as little as I need to soften them, But my golden beets, I just chop up in the salad. They're tender enough. But as little as possible, I cook. But most things I just eat raw right away, just off the plant, and eat it. See, listen, my wife is a midwife. She travels now worldwide teaching, and it's so funny. Whenever she comes home, she says, Paul, everything's in the refrigerator just like I left it. What? Don't you use it? I says, no, I don't go in the refrigerator. I just eat outside. I'm in the refrigerator. I want it. And so it's just, it's just so convenient. Just wander around, pick stuff, and I'm seeing no dishes to wash. I mean, it's a very convenient way to live, and you feel good. You don't get sick. You have energy, and then the math works.
I bet you don't preserve food either.
No, because you see, canning's the worst. You lose 95% of the food value. The best is to dry, but why preserve if you can get it live? I mean, who wants something,
Well,
You just wanted to hear it from somebody else.
you have apples.
I have a walk-in cooler, an 8x10 walk-in cooler that I really love, and I eat 3 apples every day, year-round. And I feel so blessed because an apple a day keeps the doctor away. It's a king fruit. And now they're telling you, Dr. McCullough on his website clearly says, first of the list of 12 things no longer eaten in 2000, the first list are apples. They're telling you can't eat apples anymore. This is what I think is so valuable about what's happening here, what you can do. Because, you see, you can't eat apples out of the store anymore. They're poisonous. And an apple a day keeps they're an incredible good food. It's just that now they're so toxic, they're not edible. So to have live, awesome fruit, I'm telling you, man, this is just so valuable.